Okay, welcome to video 2 of day 3. We're going to start in on energy. And we're going to do it without slides. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay, so we'll start out in a very sort of 5th grade way. What is energy? So give me the colloquial, kind of everyday usage of the word energy.
It's power.
We can't explain it.
It's power, we can't explain it. Things happen, I don't know why.
It's necessary.
Light
Capability of doing work.
Well, give me a sentence that you would hear. Let's say you walk up to someone, your friend, and what is a sentence you would utter that's very typical? This is the word energy.
You should get yourself a cup of coffee to look like The Walking Dead.
Yeah, you didn't say energy, but you're implying you need some energy.
Yeah, right.
Okay. That's a colloquial use. Anything else? You, this morning, you're like, I'm really tired.
Yeah.
You'll say, I've got no energy.
Did you eat your Wheaties?
Wheaties, okay, Wheaties.
Yeah, energy is hard to explain because, like, it starts in different forms and then just transfers. Like, you know,
Right.
energy is, really, when it comes to the source of energy, it's like there's energy for the sun. And that's like, beyond that, we don't know.
Well, the Big Bang, eventually, yeah.
Yeah, eventually we get all the way back to that.
So yeah, it's kind of, is it a thing? Is it a process? Is it tangible?
It's energy. I don't
It's
know what to
everything.
say.
All right, we're summarizing the class. Energy is everything.
Yeah.
We got that?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Should we all start singing?
Yeah,
I think that's about the end of it right there.
That's it? Okay. Any
we're
questions?
done.
Your final exam will be on. Okay, so you're talking about, you guys mentioned specifically like human energy. Like I've got more energy, I need more energy. What is it that we get our energy?
Food and water.
Food. Yeah. Less water, but yeah, food for sure. What?
From each other, too.
That's true. It's true.
Okay, group hug everybody.
Pretty slap me on the back and try to wake up a little bit.
Those of you online, go hug somebody.
Yeah.
Energy.
Floating.
Yeah. Okay, so food.
Yeah.
How do we describe the energy value of food?
Calories.
Calories.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start there. Calorie. Anyone know what a calorie is?
Unit of energy.
A unit of energy? Okay, yes. Anything else?
How much energy it really has.
Yeah, like what would you...
It's just a measure of energy.
Yeah, it's arbitrary.
Yeah, it's really
We
hard
just
to...
decided that this is a calorie. There is a definition. This is the heat, which heat is the lowest form of energy, so we often define energy in terms of this is the heat needed. You ready for the arbitrariness? To raise 1 kilogram. Oh, sorry. 1 kilogram of water by 1 degree Celsius or centigrade.
Serious?
That's it. That's a calorie.
Why did they apply that to food?
Or even working out.
Well, it's a very typical unit of heat and like basic energy, and that's what we store. So if you think about the human body and what we're made of, water.
Yeah.
And our energy store is fat.
So that's why you're burning calories.
That's how you're burning calories.
You're raising the temperature.
Not really you're raising the temperature. Your body's just converting that fat into
Okay.
Heat energy.
into muscle movement. It's converting it from the chemical energy in fat
Kinetic energy.
to kinetic energy. That's essentially what's happening. So that's it. That's a calorie. So if you're ever wondering. But here's the other thing. There are 2 kinds of calories. There's also calorie with a little c.
Yeah.
There's big calories and little calories.
Oh.
And actually, it's easier than you might think. A little calorie is just 1,000th of a big calorie. So you'll hear these as big calories or kcals. K meaning kilo, 1,000. So a little calorie is the same thing, heat energy needed to raise 1 gram of water by 1 degree.
1,000 times smaller.
So that would be a measurement you would kind of trace towards smaller organisms rather than a large.
Wherever it applies. You know, it's in terms of food, we're usually talking about big calories.
Burning a calorie, just doing this little.
Yeah, it depends on what you're talking about. And that's something we'll get into, just orders of magnitude. But you'll see this, so be careful when you're reading things or you're doing problems. Is it a little calorie or a big calorie? Because you'll need to convert.
No, I didn't know that too.
And when someone says they're trying to burn calories, how many calories does this food have? Because I'm on a diet. It's like, oh, you have little calories or big calories? It matters.
Microcalories.
Blow their mind.
Yeah. Wait, physics? Have you heard any other units of energy?
Carbohydrate. Rock star.
Well, carbohydrate is a
If you
chemical
look at
compound.
the long list of things in that energy drink.
The rock star, okay.
Huh.
Is that a metric rock star?
Sure. Let's go with
You
Jules.
just said other than-
Joules. You got joules.
Maybe. There's lots of different kinds of Jules.
Has anyone ever heard the word jewel? Not the diamond thing, but
And not the
and not the artist. It's pretty cool. So where did you hear jewels?
In the reading, so.
Someone did read.
I'm actually, I had some questions with it. I was like, I don't even know if I'm supposed to know this already or what.
Oh,
It was just, I was just like, I was pretty confused.
you can ask after class.
Yeah,
So I heard Jules for the first time.
In chemistry, yeah. So chemistry is sort of the
Don't we use it in physics too?
physics and chemistry, yeah. It's kind of the typical scientific base unit of it. And it even has a physics definition. So this is the energy needed to raise physically 1 kilogram up 1 meter. So you take a kilogram like a textbook, that's probably a kilogram, and you raise it 1 meter. The energy it takes to do that is a joule.
Oh, yeah, so it's like against gravity. It's like how they measure.
Yeah.
So it can take a different amount of joules for like me to lift this book a meter versus like somebody else.
If that's a kilogram book and you raise it a meter, it takes a joule,
Pretty
No matter what.
no matter what.
But it would still like take more energy for like a 2-year-old to raise that book versus me. It's
Same
still
amount.
the same.
It's just the 2-year-old doesn't have as much energy as you do. There's also the issue of power, which we'll get into later. You have very different powers. You have the same energy, but different powers. So if I haven't confused you yet, don't worry. I will. I'll try. And if you want the conversion,
Gym today.
1 calorie, little calorie. Make sure I get this right. 4.1 joules. So they're on the same order of magnitude.
Was that the uppercase calorie or the lowercase?
I think that's the lowercase. Nope, I'm sorry. Yes, that is the lowercase calorie.
Okay.
So, well, that's a good question. 1 big calorie would be how many joules?
No, 1,000, so it'd be,
It would be 418.
it'd be 4,000.
You have the numbers right, but where's the decimal?
Okay, yeah.
Just move the
At the
decimal
end.
with it, right?
Congratulations, you just did your first unit conversion.
Not my first one today. Yeah.
That's a
This
decimal.
class report.
Yeah, chemistry, and then I go back to the main campus too. 2 days. Oh yeah, I started at 5.
All right, you ready for another energy unit? This one, if you've seen this before, I'll be very impressed. The BTU?
Yeah.
You seen it? Oh, great.
It's like for heat, like a fire, how many BTUs is it?
Yeah.
I remember like even on my wood stove at home had like a gauge.
British thermal unit.
Really fancy wood stove, dude.
Well, no, it was like a pretty cheap gauge bag. It was like, oh,
Yeah.
just saying.
At BTU.
Yeah, I mean, I bet it wasn't super accurate.
So,
We'd have to keep track of it on some of our camp stoves with no backpack, higher elevation.
okay. Oh, cool.
We used
Well,
them in the
I'm-
army too. I shocked myself.
I don't know what BTU stands for though.
What is it?
British thermal unit.
British thermal unit. So that the name implies that we use it for heat typically. You're not going to use BTUs to talk about electricity. And you're not going to use BTUs to talk about lifting things or roller coasters. Or
Wait, it's
They're more like
British.
generators and
British
stuff like that.
thermal.
I like their output.
British thermal unit.
that'd be electricity you wouldn't use BTUs. You'd use kilowatt hour.
Well, we did 120,000 BTU units generators.
That's the input.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the question?
Oh no, I was just wondering what the U is for, but the answer is just unit.
Unit. Yeah.
Yeah.
British thermal unit. Pretty typical way to name things. Very creative. So this has another kind of fun arbitrary definition. This is the heat energy needed to raise 1 pound by 1 degree. There. So if you ever wonder where Fahrenheit comes from, like, why do we have Celsius? Why do we have Fahrenheit? Why do we have kilograms? And why do we have pounds? They do actually have relationships to each other. They didn't used to. We got Fahrenheit from them. They switched to Celsius.
So
We kept Fahrenheit.
they went the wrong way. We stayed the right path.
Depends who you ask. We also use feet and yards and inches,
Right.
which is bizarre.
Which is stupid.
I get a liter of cola.
Farva.
So 1 BTU. And do you remember how many joules?
3. Oh. No, I don't.
I don't either. I had to write it.
Misquote that.
Yeah, I don't memorize this stuff. You can always look this up, which is nice. 1,055 joules. It's a lot of joules. It's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of textbooks to lift up. That's a BTU. This is also about the heat given off by 1 match. If you want something physical to compare it to, if you light a match, typical match, the amount of heat it gives off before it kind of peters out is a BTU. Not the most exciting thing, but it's units that you'll run into. Any questions about these units? You will see calories, you will see BTUs, especially when we talk about thermal power plants. BTUs are kind of go-to unit, like our heat input. But you're going to be using a lot of joules. So that's kind of the physics chemistry unit that we have. Uses fewer calories.
Oh.
So based on this, and maybe this is kind of an odd question, but we've talked about, lifting textbooks, lighting matches, raising, certain masses of water by certain degrees. Based on those, could you give energy a definition? Could you give it a description?
Making things move.
Making things move. Okay.
The ability to make things.
The ability to make things move. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Amount
now
of,
you're getting
Heat and
confused.
amount of
movement.
output.
Heat, movement, output. It's kind of, you hit on a good word though, kind of the ability. Like if you have energy, like we all have energy right now, right? It's right here. Yeah, it's in our fat stores. That's what fat is. It's our energy stores. Are we using that energy? Are we moving stuff with it right now?
Need it.
Am I moving any textbooks with my,
Well, our body's involuntarily working at the same time as voluntarily moves. It takes energy to pump our blood to the body to make it so our brain can function.
yeah, so we're actively using it.
30% of blood in our bodies are in our brains at the same time.
Well, let me ask it this way. So all that's happening right now. If I wanted to, could I go lift that book?
Oh yeah, you want to.
I dare you.
Well,
I'm sure you can
but I'm not doing it right now.
You can do it with your mind if you have the power.
But I could. You're saying I could lift that book if I wanted to. But I'm not doing it. Do I have the ability to?
Yes.
So I have the energy somewhere in my body to go lift that book.
So we're saying energy doesn't necessarily have to be in action to be in.
Yeah. Boom. It's still there. It's doing something. It's just I haven't converted it yet to the thing I want to do.
Action.
Think of it as your car battery. It's just sitting out there in the parking lot. It's not doing anything, but
Right.
the instant you turn that key, it's gonna start the car unless you left the lights on.
Yeah.
Well, not every time.
Theoretically, in the best case scenario.
I should warn you, this class, you can't say anything without someone going, well, actually, there's...
Yeah, contradiction. He already knows this very well.
I can tell.
That's why I'm out of here now.
Fun class.
That's a
fun
great,
class.
so everyone pat your stomach right now. Just give it a that's your car battery.
Oh, okay.
You've been doing that anyway. See, he's like that. Car battery.
Not the-
Good, so I know definitions are kind of like, why are we defining things, but it's good to keep in mind what energy really is. So you said the ability, I'm going to call it the capacity. Because ability can be too colloquial. I've used that for other things. You said the ability to move things, the ability to heat things. In a physics term, that means work. The ability, like to actually do something, to put force on something and cause it to move, cause it to increase its temperature, which is the same thing as moving, vibrating. That's doing work in a physics term. So energy is the capacity to do, and that's it. So even solar energy has the capacity to do work. Nuclear energy is just sitting there in an atom, has the capacity to do work. It's not doing it yet, but it can.
Until they push the button.
And then no one does work. That was dark.
Oh, wait.
It's been a dark day.
Oh, no. Oh, the button. Oh, no.
The capacity to do work. Okay, so I'm going to stop this third of the class video thing on that note, and then we'll jump into a little bit more on the unit side.
Sorry.
Are you apologizing to the people online?
Yes, sorry, people online.
He's sorry.
Pushing the button.
We'll see you soon.